Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is Elliot Wave Sage. Like always, none of this is financial advice. Always do what's best for you. Just use this for your education and entertainment purposes only. As we get people on the chat, just to cover where the market is right now. Our live stream last night and my video update said we were due a pullback, and we got that right. And I said the pullback would come back to this area, and that's where we are. So the pullback actually could be over, although we could still get like a morning dump, like a one last shakeout morning dump, and then start to move back up in this fifth wave here. The triple Qs are in a buy area right now, which is why I was taking that trade in the leverage Q fund. And I've been saying for really since we started this correction, this would be a higher degree correction, and so it would likely bounce and fail. And not to buy any tech positions until we were down here. So today was a day to go shopping for technology stocks, the big seven, but not all of them are good looking charts to buy even down here. And again, it's still like a one, like if it's three swings, so you still have a 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe another little lower. Again, shake out last bit of weak hands, on open Monday. I'm sorry, on open tomorrow, and then rip. At least get up in this 5. Now this 5 is interesting that you guys need to keep an eye on, because we're in a 4-hour correction, right? That's why we're going to bounce soon. But we are also in a daily cycle correction, which would probably finish with that leg 4. So what I'm saying is this wave 5 may be not very. I don't think it's going to just do that. So I think if you are trading it, take your gains and understand that on the daily cycle, yes, we could probably come back up, make that fifth wave with even more bearish divergence, and then boom, and then you get this wave 4, which will be even more intense and take more time here. So just something to understand where we are in technology right now. We're in starting the 4s and 5s of this cycle that has been going on since October 22. So that is it. Now, how high do we go? I don't know. With this 5. Now this 5 could easily, and this is where if you're really bullish, you want this to become a 1, 2, and then this just blows up. So this is unknown, what intensity we're going to get here, but I do think it seems pretty likely the forecast in technology is this sideways to slightly higher choppiness for the summer ish, and then maybe fall or something we start to emerge in this 5 going into 25. And then we'll see where the market takes us. But that's kind of what I'm thinking we're in right now. I will be surprised if this wave 5 is intense and the wave 3 extends, and then this becomes a 1, 2, only because of the daily cycle is in a correction. And typically, as you could see, the daily cycle will, it will bounce, right? But it should capitulate down. It would be unusual to just have it come up and rip higher and take out these peaks. Okay, so that's just a market recap, and then the IWM did finish its first wave 3 here, 1, 2, 3, and now we could have an opportunity if you missed this move to get it at 218.70 on this 4 here. Again, finishing up some kind of impulse, or, again, this looks like it's too intense to say this is a 1, 2. So I think I'll just label it like this for now. And the Dow Jones was actually green today. Looks like it's finishing a wave 5 that should be ending soon to get a wave 4. And this wave 4, it should be not too deep, and then it should continue higher. So that's kind of what I'm thinking in the market right now. But you'll have to do what's best for you. So I'll go ahead and I'll just go into questions, guys, you have, and see if we can come up with some good opportunities that are out there. So silver it was in a buy area today. Its correction double corrected. So I think initially we had a more aggressive view as like a 1-2 here. But it double corrected, so I think it's more appropriate to just put if you just kind of label the 3 swing here, which would label the dip there, and that's where we found support to the petty. So this is probably the right count, 1, 2, but I'm still very bullish on silver. I think this was just a lot of dumb money, weak hands kind of getting blown up. I would not want to sell my silver at all, but today was a day to actually pick up more here. And we did get a nice little bounce off of this buy area. So maybe we can come out and start this move higher. So that's Kayla. That's what I'm thinking. No, I don't think there's more downside. I just don't think it, given the dollar index as well. Again, the dollar index actually broke down here. I believe, let's see if we erase divergence or not. So we still have this bearish divergence. So I still think, I guess there's a couple thoughts on the dollar index here. It's either the way I have it labeled here, okay? And then when we get this wave 3 silver moons, or it's already, and we just haven't seen it manifest itself yet. It's either, and then it's in something like this, and it's about to really get going. And again, that's going to have to help silver, even though today was a sell-off. I still think overall that's going to support it bigger on the longer time frame. So I think it's due for a bounce. I'm just not worried about it, but everyone's got to do what's best for you in this. I just don't think it's I just don't see it going below this level without at least another swing higher. Okay, Donald, let's go to your question. Nvidia and CVX. Let's take a look here. So Nvidia, we have given this opportunity. We said, I've been telling everybody, do not buy or mess around with it here. Wait for the double, this drop if it were to give it to you. And guess what? The market gave it to you, but it's not where we want it to be. We still need it at 113.22. But can easily go lower and even fill this gap here at like 100. So it still has more room to drop. So just keep that in mind. The 4-hour probably will drop down here. Same thing with the daily. But I do expect that these highs will be taken out in the future. So this is a dip buy opportunity in Nvidia, but I think it's still too early to buy it here. I would be patient and wait for these areas, these low $100 areas. CVX, so what was interesting today in oil? Oil was pumping, and then it got slammed back down right where I would have kind of expected it. So I thought this is some kind of lead-in diagonal. So this could be a 3, 4, 5 and up, but I still think oil is bearish. So I do think the producers are, going to feel some pressure. Okay, they should feel some pressure. These producers is what the thinking is. Let's see here. Where we have it, commodities. So let's take a look. So when I look at this, it's probably just correcting in two still, correcting this move down. And again, just kind of driving, people crazy that are impatient is probably all that's happening. Something like that. So it could actually still come up to 163. So I'll draw the area somewhere up in that area. All right, so you've got that. So that's the area where it is susceptible for reversal. The bearish case is negated if 167.54 is taken out, though. So we do have to keep an open mind that I can be wrong and oil reverses. But for now, we short here, play it out, short here, play it out. Now we'll short here. My guess is it'll play out, and it's just people are like, oh, I want it to crash. Why isn't it crash? It's just like you got to be patient. This stuff does not happen quickly, and it's a major top for energy because there's a lot of people that I've never seen people so pumping into energy. I mean, it's all over TV. Everyone wants energy. Oh, it's the no-brainer trade. So many smart people think energy is where it's at. I think that's not the case right now because it's just too many bullish people that need to get destroyed and then sentiment reset. I think people are too uber bullish on energy because when we were down here, no one wanted energy. My StockTwits account, before I put my Twitter account, guys, I put out there, energy is the trade of the 2020s. No one wanted it here. No one wanted that shit here. Now everyone wants it, but guess what? That's not how it works. And actually, if you look at this trend line. We broke it, and really you're just back test the trend line, right? Boom, and then out you go. So it's breaking down, but it's just taking a lot of time, and because there's a lot of people that are they have so much hope in energy right now, and they just know it's a sure bet. It's a can't lose. All the chess player investors on TV. This is a can't lose bet. I think they're all going to lose. And the Trump trade in energy, like I said, actually oil prices could drop while he's in charge because maybe not as many wars, peace, drill baby drill, not many regulations, Russia's oil, a deal with Russia again. So that's all going to be good for supply capacity, So I don't know. I would just be careful FOMOing in until the technicals say we need to. All right, Donald, let's go to the next super chat. Rolton Cheese, let's go to your questions real quick. Let's see what we have here. SC, and I don't think we've done that before. Oh, it looks like a semi. Do we just need to sort it out? Let's see here. Let's take a look. So we called this turn. This is our buy area. There's really no change, right? There's no change. Looking at the structure of this wave, it's, I called it an ABC, but it's really looks like a WXY, a three-wave move. So I'd be looking for this to play out. You see, this has to get taken out. So this is probably just another 1-2 right here. So something like that. So If you thought today was bad, it's going to be even worse coming up. And we know that. I mean, the semis are correcting a bigger cycle, right? This is just correcting it. The buy is at 41, but it's got more downside. ANSS, let's see, it looks like that's one we don't have. ANSYS. So it looks like to me you see this peak is below that peak, so this is a wave 3 yet. So we still have even more higher prices yet to come. All right, so this could be a lot of things here. When I see this, this looks like 3 waves, so I would be careful of the flat correction. The flat. So I'd be careful of that. And then it's boom, and it's again big waterfall sell-off. Boom, and then it's a flat, and then you buy it back at 260. So just keep that in mind. It seems pretty likely that's what's going to happen. All right, Dell's one that I've been watching, but again, if you've been following me, we did not get in Dell. We were like, we'll wait. We're going to wait. We're going to wait. We're going to wait. And we're still waiting. We're still waiting. And that has been, patience has paid off again. We will be looking to buy Dell at 110. You got a gap, 94. So really, you know, this area here, 100, 96. So yeah, it's going lower. Dell obviously broke our low, 3-wave move, and it's a major correction. You have your wave 4 cluster here, so this is your support area. So that's where it's going. So that's where it's going, and that's where we expected it to go. So that's why we didn't bother trading it. We were in other things. We were buying the Russell, right? While people were messing around with Dell and Nvidia, our guy, everyone that follows me, we've been in Russell index. We were buying the Russell, right? We were buying other things that pumped, that were, you know, and some things that were even green today. So like now we'll be ready to buy here, but I'm not ready to buy yet. These specific semis. There are a few that actually were buys today, but very few. ACMR. Let's see what we got here. ACM Research. Looks like to be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right, with a 3-wave move down. And now we're in the next cycle higher. So the weekly cycle looks like it's rolling over. Let's take a look at this closer. So that's a 1, 2. It's too big for a flat there. So we'll just kind of label it like this. Now that could be a flat. That's what it is. So it's in a flat correction here. It looks like So this is either a 1-2, 1-2, and it's about to really drop, back down to 13 hard, or it's going to do a 5 and really only make it to 18. So I can't predict the future on where it goes. Most of the time, these flats come back to the previous low here, or go below it. So we just don't know. Here's your wave 4 at 12. So somewhere in here is the most likely path, but we really just don't know yet. And this could also be like, I could even do that, come up and come down later. Too many possibilities here, but I don't think this is the low. I think it's a flat. But you'll have to do what's best for you. Yeah, see how this is lower here than this. So I wouldn't even call it a 1-2, 1-2. So I got to call it this, the flat. But the good thing is at some point it will bottom and then it's going back, much higher. That's the good thing. All right, thanks for the super chat. Iceman Icy. Oh, cool. I'm glad you made some money on the Dow. I appreciate it. Hope that helped. Nike's due for a bounce at $70 technically. Could be a substantial bounce, but it's likely that bounce is going to fail though for one final low after that. So if you're going to trade Nike, you could play the bounce play. We're so close. It may have already ended here. Sorry, not the 2 yet. So I think we're going to bounce and it's going to fail one more time. But it could even bounce and come all the way back up to 94 even. Although the technicals, let's look at the daily. Yeah, you did erase divergence, but barely. The weekly you haven't, so it's got to go lower. So is it due a bounce? It can bounce at any moment. I think it's trying to here. It's trying to. But technically the buy is at 70.15. And then it's going to bounce. But don't fall in love with it, guys. Don't fall in love with Nike. You guys, you can't fall in love with this stuff, man. You got to just trade what's in front of you. And I think what we've got here, let me make sure, 3. So we need 3. So what we're going to have happen here is an A, B, C, something like that. So in the push lower. And yes, it could go as low as 36, but let's not talk about that. But I think you got to bounce at a failure. Now this failure will define, I think, how low Nike ultimately will go. So I just don't like trading it. But you'll have to do what's best for you on that. RKT, let's look at RKT. Rocket companies, we've looked at that periodically, I know. All right, so we called this, and that's what we're getting. We actually called the buy, and it hit it. We had the buy at $10.78. It hit $10.92. So we almost got it perfect, and we got the 1-2, 1-2. I mean, let's take a look just real quick here. 1-2. Yeah, see, it's turning up. Yeah, we're going to go with the more bullish count because, right, this is part of the small cap pump, right? Out. So, rocket companies is about to go on a rocket. It's about to go rocket higher. Again, this is shit that you guys probably don't even own, except for you, of course. You're asking me about it. But a lot of people don't even own this. But this is the stuff that is ready to roll. This is ready to rock and roll. It's ready to roll, come out of this. So good. That's a good one. XEL, Excel Energy. What does these guys do? Utilities or oil and gas? Electric and natural gas delivery. As you can see, the peaks below that peak. So it's just another 1, 2. We're in. Right. So the question is, where's the 5 at? This looks like 1, 2. So actually, I'm not going to try to get cute with the labeling, but I think for the sake of time, what we'll do is we'll put the 1 there because I see 5 up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it wouldn't be a flat. Now, if you look at this, pretty impulsive. I mean, I don't really see a connector wave yet. Okay, maybe right there. There we go. So we do have one. And then we erase divergence. So the question is, did it truncate here? 1, 2, 3, connector, 1. It looks like it needs another swing lower, which would also agree with my system, even though divergence is erased. So if I was trading it, I wouldn't buy it here. I would just wait and see if I could get the 4064 and then play this WXY correction and this is again and just play that, and then this should bounce and fail one more time. That's what I would do, but you have to do what's best for you. Now, if we start to bounce here and go higher, then I think we're just in a bigger connector wave, and Y comes later. Something like that, which I can't rule out. I can't rule that out. So it's just tough to say. I think if you break the downtrend line, then you know that that's the situation you're in. Okay, Bama, thanks again for the super chats, the big super chats. I really appreciate that. Cool. I'm glad you guys got into the Dow. I'm glad you guys got in on the Dow, guys. I really am. Make sure you take profit, though. The reason I say that is I don't know how you're trading it, but we do have a breakout. I do want to see 48,000. The only reason what I want to bring up is this situation. Just want to bring it up. 1, 2, 3. What if this is 3, 4, 5, and then you get a pullback back down to 38,000, and then we run? It's still not. It's still possible. Now, once we take this divergence out, then that scenario is erased. Actually, the daily hasn't done it yet. So I think you got to keep that in your back of your mind if you're trading, depending on your money management, your call position. Just be careful of that alternate path that we could have here, where it's like I said, I'll go back a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, get up to 43,000 ish, and then back all the way back down to 38.5, and then we take the big run up. So I want you to think about that as you'll pile in. Don't think it could just go vertical. I just draw these lines just to draw the lines because I have to draw them somewhere. I can't. It's trading view. I can't. So don't. But I am showing that I don't think that's the favorable path. But it is still a possibility, and trust me, it's in the back of my mind as I trade. But we should have time. All right, Aehr Mining Core. Let me see if I can find that. I assume You want it on this exchange, the TSX. So like most miners, you know, coming out of a big accumulation period that's lasted a long time, many years. So right here, you see there's no bearish divergence. Let's take a look here. 1, 2. Yeah, let me try to label this a little bit to see if we came off as an impulse or did we do something different. So yeah, I think it's doing some. This was some kind of big flat. Let's just take a look. Yeah, I think it's actually it's definitely a strange looking wave, but that's why I had to stop a minute and look at it. It's something like that. It's some strange looking wave, and then it topped here. All right, so now that we know where it topped there, now we have a better chance of figuring it out. Now you have the flat correction. Now it makes a little more sense to me. Right? And then there. Okay, so now it makes sense. We got that labeled probably in the best way. And then we're coming out in 3. Yeah, so this could be close to an impulse here. Let's see what this. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So CB. Yeah, something like this, and then this will just have to be a really again, very odd structure, big flat, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So this 3 should be finishing up. And then you would expect a big pullback down to 517 before it really launches. Right? And then boom. So that's the most likely path, but as we know, we can always erase divergence. It can extend, but I'll just show it to you this way. So you may have a lot of dead money in here for a while before you get this big move, but if you're lucky, you get a powerful extension out, and then this becomes a 1-2, and then you don't have to wait. But unfortunately, I just don't know if that's the case or not. So then the GDX, let's take a look at the GDX. Where's the GDX at? Let's take a look here. So GDX, So I have it in this kind of corrective structure because we have this low, this broke this low. So I think this is some big ass connector wave that, I mean, it could go up pretty high, but for now, we'll come back and look at the label and later on the larger time frame. I think for now, it should hit 5660. And then if it could pull back and make another high, then of course this chart's negate it and it's in a new secular bull market. But I still, if you look, looks like a 1-2. Looks like it's about to really take off. I mean, that's what it looks like to me now. Like I said, I have it labeled like in this corrective structure, but I could always, you know, change things around a little bit. I could go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And put the 1 there. You know, maybe put the 2 here. Right? I could really play around with this thing. Actually, the 2 would go here. Right? Play around with it. So this is like the more bullish interpretation. So you get a little bit different perspective. Yeah, you know, if I look at it from this perspective, then you could actually put the 3 here and the 4 here. And maybe that's probably the right call. Now, we almost took that divergence out. We got close. So if we could erase the divergence, then it goes back to the 1-2 label. So I think we'll just label it bullish, this bullish count for now. And then we'll have to come back and look at the higher time frame later. And I may do that on my own time instead, because this is super bullet. Because if this is the count here, then it's going to be like well into the triple digits in the next 3-4 years. Almost looks like this got a breakout here, right? Trying to push it back in. Yeah, interesting chart. It could very easily, I could very easily still go back and do this. Very easy. Okay. So I would just stay long. I'm long personally the GDXJ, but you'll have to do what's best for you. Thanks again for the super chat. R. Aldridge. Oh no, that's right. Hey, that's cool. Thanks for the super chat. I'm glad you guys, glad R. Aldridge, you're enjoying my material, and hopefully it's helping you out, and you're learning something from it. Okay, JR, RCL. Let's RCL. Let's take a look at that. Royal Caribbean. Well, we just looked at the transports, right? And they're about to break out of a big consolidation. So I would say the sector looks ripe for more upside. As you can see, we're still not in wave 3 of the grand super cycle yet. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You get the idea. So yeah, this is probably going to enter like a secular bull market. So looks good to me. Shorter. Let's go to the shorter time frames and see how we're doing. There. You see, we haven't had the wave 3 yet. So these are just something like so I would still be looking for it needs that like big move that really takes out all the divergences. Is maybe it's getting it on the monthly. It's starting to do that, gain momentum. But this is one that you want to buy pullbacks in 3 waves. So here's the really short time frame here. 1, 2. Something like that. Yeah, this one's tough because it could be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It could be another 1, 2, 1, 2. Like it's just too many possibilities to label it. I'll give a buy entry on this for people that are looking to get in on it, because we have a very a shallow connector here off 157, 155 right here. So here's an opportunity to try to go long if you're not on this yet, down here at 157, if it can make it down there. But it's pretty bullish. All right, Volton Cheese again. AMAT, let's go to AMAT. I think AMAT got beat up, right? Or no, that was something else. I was thinking of something else. AIM, that's the wrong one. AMAT. Yeah, this is the one got beat up. I guess no one's ever asked about this. So again, the peaks are low. So believe it or not, we're still got to go higher. Looks like to me this is the first cycle here. And it's in a 1, 2, 1, 2 here. Boom. Maybe the first 3 is done. No, probably not though. It's probably another 1, 2 taking shape. Maybe back down to 187. I'd be looking for a correction down to this area, general area, but it's just starting. So it's correcting this whole move. So it's going to take a little bit of time. Somewhere down here. But it'll be a great opportunity for the real wave 3 that hasn't happened yet. But I'll be looking for more downside, but more importantly, it's more than likely going to bounce and fail. So it seems like it's ending a bigger cycle, the weekly cycle. Yeah, the weekly cycle looks like it's ended today. So yeah, this is it's it. So, but the good thing is a lot more gains in the future, but you're going to have to wait for those gains, more than likely. Okay, IFX. I am not sure what exchange you want on that. So I'm just gonna pick one. I'm just gonna pick one. So when I see charts like this, we just say it's bullish from the low here with the divergence. So it's probably some kind of extended fifth wave. Yeah, no, I can't label it like that. I have to label it a little bit different. You know, it could be a 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, this one looks like it's about to come out. Yeah, this one looks. This is a tough chart. This is a tough chart. Uh, Again, I'm giving a very bullish interpretation of it, but I think it's appropriate. Um, I don't think that's two, because this RSI here broke below that low. So I think I wouldn't be surprised to see it drop back down to 27, but then come out. I think it'll be above 20. So something like that. KAZ. KAZ. Kazatomprom. Yeah, I'm not sure which one that is. On one semi. KAZ. I'm not getting that. You're gonna have to give me more details on that. I'll look in the chat. ON one semi. So that looks like a 3 with the divergence at 5. So we still haven't officially ended the grand super cycle yet. But clearly it could be over soon. It's probably in this 4 wave, something like that. One, two. Yeah, one. Put the 3 here. Yeah, see that? I think it is in the grand. I think it did end the grand super cycle after all. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4. Yeah. So it's ended the grand super cycle. I would expect more downside. It should come back to 3691, the wave 4 cluster. I'm not sure how it will look, but I believe it will make its way down here. This looks like a connector wave, though, that's in progress. Could be an A, B, C, so we could actually get a pump back up to 94 and then down later. So a lot of possibilities here. The connector could be done, but just looking at the wave structure, it seems like it wants to, you know, do something like this, and then take another swing lower. Okay. Good luck on that. Let me look see if you put your comment. Let's go back to that. Is listed on the. Let's go back and see. KAZATOM, and its cap on the LSN. There it is. Okay, we got it. All right. Looks like 5 up here. Right, and then you pull back, wave 4, there's your 2. And now it's trying to come out of this. something like that. Could be in 4 still. Maybe it may be already done. Can't quite tell. It's probably still in 4. And then 5. And then we'll see what happens. It could always accelerate out of this, but it looks like to me it could find support at 35.40 right here, something like that, and then see if it could continue higher. Okay, thanks for that. TKT went. Dogecoin, yeah, how's that doing? I think a lot of cryptos are finishing their impulse off the lows, the recent lows. Let's take a look at Dogecoin. So Dogecoin, we had this 1 2 1 2 3 4. It looks like we are still in. Yeah, we're still, that correct? So maybe we'll call this like a flat, like kind of wave 4, and then 5. So it looks like we're in 5 here, like most of crypto right now. And if this is right, you'll get more, something like that. And then I think this pullback will be a nasty pullback to just get a lot of dumb money to fold, or weak hands to fold. And then it really comes out. So I think I think crypto has a potential to do something just like I have here. Most of the crypto is looks kind of like that. But obviously this was the buy area that we've been given on my channel. We have a 1 2, and then I can get rid of these to clean the chart up a little bit. Here we'll go back. Sorry. There, like a 1 2 1 2 1 2, and this 2 should be finished. So Dogecoin should be building out into really coming out of this soon. You can see this inverse head and shoulders trying to take shape here, right? So just keep that in mind. Okay. Next super chat, SDY, BAM, Brookfield Asset Management. Let's take a look at that. Financials in general are pretty bullish right now. A lot of financials breaking out to all-time highs. So there's not a lot of chart history here. Not a lot of chart history. So you're just going to have to label what I see in front of me. And that means it could be really susceptible to error. But it looks pretty good to me. Some kind of wave 5 here. Again, if you're lucky, this is a 1 2 and it just takes off. So looks like as long as you're above this low down here at 26, it's in a bull market, bull cycle. Everybody wants it. Okay. Next super chat, Bama, appreciate it. If you see a good place to exit DIA, maybe you could post on X. Yeah, the way there's a couple things with the DIA or the Dow Jones here. If this is a wave 4 and not a 5, I mean, not another 2. If it's a 4, once we break 41.6, then more than likely it's not a wave 4. Just keep that in mind. I'm seeing this acceleration. It just, and look, we're up 100 points now. So I don't think I don't like selling it, honestly. And even if it is a 4, it's going to be supported at the wave 4 cluster right here. It's going to be supported here. So you're only going to lose this bit. But I believe we'll have opportunity to leave the market and see that coming versus just waking up in a 1987 style crash. So just keep that in mind. I think from my perspective, I like the more bullish scenario, but we spent a lot of time consolidating. That's going to relieve a lot of potential energy, like a spring. I just think it's the count I have. But yeah, I can't guarantee I post when I leave because sometimes, I'm not in front of my computer and stuff, but I'll try my best. But I think when you're up in this 49,000 area, you should be getting cautious. Another way to take profit in the Dow is UDow. UDow has a clearer target, in my opinion. UDow broke the all-time high, a massive cup and handle, breakout, very clean. See, this is really elegant, right? Big cup, big handle, breakout. So the target in UDow is 120. So when UDow hits this area, I'm out of the Dow trade. So I don't know, would that be a wave 4 or 1, 2? It's probably a wave 3, right? So that's what I'm looking at. If it were to just oh my God, drop back in, it's just a shakeout of dumb money, and I'm not going to fall in that trap. I'm just going to hold it because then it's like, okay, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get a shakeout back down to 72, and then I'm going to ride this thing up to like 160, 165. I'll be laughing my ass off as people like freak out because we have 5 waves up, which means any pullback we get should get another swing no matter what. And you had this big sharp pattern breakout. This is technically significant for all you guys out there. It's a pretty beautiful cup and handle, right? Beautiful. So UDow is the clue that the Dow is really just getting started because the UDow's got a lot more room to run. Okay, that's just something I want to mention to you guys. That's how I'm really watching it. That's how I'm really watching the Dow index. Okay, and yes, we had actually a buy on UDow right here at 74, which is where I got in. So we had a good entry, a good setup on the Dow. So if we do lose it, again, the wave 4 cluster will support it, so I won't really be in a loss. But if you buy it up here, yeah, you're going to lose all your. So that's why you have to buy at the right times too. PFE, yeah, Pfizer dropped that news. They're going into weight loss, and maybe the market is going to turn on that, turn up because the dividend paying stocks are catching a bid now. Pfizer's a classic one of those. Oh yeah, look at that, it hit 30. Look at that. Looks like that was it right there, and this was a 1-2, 1-2. So yeah, this cycle is done. This is probably a generational low. And you guys could have caught that if you followed me. But it's still a good opportunity if you can get another pullback. But yeah, it looks like it's turning. Looks like we nailed it. Good. That's good. It's good to see that. Good to see that. That's a good follow through. A lot of momentum chasers are just going to market buy it here because they're going to see the higher high reversal. So they're going to. So now all the momentum chasers are just going to pile in now, because they won't take a chance down here like we were. They'll come in here because they think it's safer, right? And it is safer. But if you came in down here, then even if it decides to rug pull, it won't really bother you too much. Well, good. I'm glad to see Pfizer working out. All right, Eric, let's go to your super chat. UCAR. Let's go to UCAR. Let's see here. Upower Limited. Ooh, this company has definitely got a lot of problems. It looks like. Let's just assume this was the low. We did break this high, so more than likely that's a could be a major low right there. So maybe they figured it out what they need to do. Yeah, I've got to call that a 3, 4, 5. So this is the conservative view. It could be this could also be a 1, 2, and it's just gonna take off. But the conservative view is this, and then it goes all the way back down to 5.3, 540, 540, and then it moons later. Okay, this is the more likely situation. Well, highest probability outcome, but you can't rule out a 1, 2, and then it's just off to the races. All right, next is HUBC, Hub Cyber. Another one of these in the bear market, probably since the company's gone public. Yeah, so this has been in a bear market since its existence. Connector wave, ABC, pretty obvious connector wave right there. So we have the buy at 27. So the best opportunity to buy it is right here at this 27 level, if you could be patient enough. It looks like obviously it's some kind of flat here, or no, we'll call it an ABC. We broke this low. So yeah, you could see it's got, I think it's got more downside down to here. And look, it's the same level, 32. So you have a confluence of support. This is going to act like a magnet. This area is going to act like a magnet, and it should produce one hell of a bounce technically if you can get it and time it right. But that's the magnet right around there, and then I think you'll get something like this, but even on a larger degree. So something maybe like that will come out of that situation. That's what you're hoping for. Okay. Rolton cheese again. A few more. Roche was pumping today because it said it had a weight loss pill that it's working on here, and it looks like that's something we've looked at before on our channel. Looks like we called that low, and we called the counter trend rally perfectly, but I called this a connector wave that would fail. So how I get negated, we have to break 283.9. So I could easily surprise traders in reverse here with a rug pull. So I would just be careful in it. But you'll have to do what's best for you. We've had this chart for a while, so I'm not going to change my mind. And then we have 5 more swings down to go. Remember, that pill's coming out in like years, right? They're just in phase 1, so probably something like that. If we can break 285.5, then the charts negate it, and I would have to. There's really no other count that would work for me other than the connector wave. The C is going to extend more, but I would be careful in it. ALB. We've looked at this before. It's almost at our buy area today. 86.62 is our buy area. So it's not quite there yet. I want more, yeah, it needs more downside. More downside. It's getting there, but it's just not where we want it to be. Ideally, even if it could get down to this trend line here at 68 would be even better. So it's on my watch list, but I don't want to buy it here. So I got to wait for more downside. Okay, OXIG, Oxford stock. So there's your 3, there's your 5. It looks like it wants to correct the grand super cycle, but we haven't got that confirmation yet. So we could still be in wave 5. More than likely that 5's done. So this is the most likely path, but you'll have to do what's best for you. It looks like you should do something like this and drop back down to this area as it corrects the grand super cycle in some kind of zigzag correction. Okay, something like that. That's what I think, just looking at it. STMI on WB. I'm not seeing that. Again, put in the chat. You mean that this VIE? Is that what you mean? VIE. And I'll wait till the chat comes up. VIE, okay. Okay, so this one's good. Some kind of like 1, 2 there. Again, it looks like it finished 5 up. And it's correcting. It looks like it wants one more low in the correction. So I'll be looking for 33.18. There's your wave 4 cluster. So this is probably where you'll find your either your low or a pretty good bounce for new. It should continue higher. So right in there. And out. Okay. Thanks again for the super chats. Delta Lions, $9.09. Delta Lions, 9. Is that even a stock? Is that a symbol? Is that 9? Is that what you mean? You want that? KNE LT? I assume that's what you want. Very strange looking chart, but this is typical flat pattern type chart. This is typical flat pattern. Yeah, there's no way to get a good target. You're just going to have to count 5 waves down and hope you can get the count right. You see how the divergence is erased. So right there is probably your wave 3. Low right around there. So you're just going to have to try to guess your count, and if you can get that 5th wave right, you're going to make a lot of money. And if you get it wrong, well, it's not going to work out. So again, I'm just going to kind of quickly do this and see where things end up. Yeah, like 1, 2. So see where our wave 3 ended up right where we wanted it. So yeah, you're almost there in the 5th wave of a 5th wave of a 5th wave. That's a 3. That's it. One more low. It could be done at any moment. Honestly, this thing's going to pump at any moment. So, bullish divergence. This is the weekly time frame. In fact, you just broke out today. See that? So, it's probably already done. And you just don't know. Well, good luck on that. I hope you make a lot of money on it, because it probably is going to go all the way back up to here or even higher. Okay, thanks again for 9. Next super chat coming in from Jonathan. Oh, thanks for the 20, man. Meta, yeah. Hey guys, you guys got to give it to me. Meta worked so far, right? We can't get too happy yet, but I kept everyone from trapping themselves in Meta, right? Because the thing about Meta we were worried about was the flat, and we got it. Now the typical flat target is where I have it, and I said the best time to buy Meta is when the triple Qs were in the buy area, which they are now, and that's how you time it. So this is the opportunity now to buy it right here. Could it go lower? It could still push lower because it's a flat, as long as it's above 413. But I mean, this is the 45-minute cycle, the 4-hour cycle. So I wouldn't get too bearish on it. I mean, I still think this is the count, just like I have it here, and we go higher from here. So I think Meta's a buy here, but you may want to ladder in if it keeps dropping, but really it needs to stay above 414. If it doesn't, then the wave 5 is in, this 5 is in, and then we're going to these areas that I have highlighted. So I don't think that's the case, but you'll have to decide what you want to do. I think it's going to be supported, but personally, I didn't take this trade because Amazon was a clearer setup today, and the reason I say that is Amazon did hit a nice 3-wave area, and it found support right where I wanted. So Amazon was the better trade for me, and that's why I wanted it. And then the AMZZ just missed the buy area, and again it had a nice connector. So I rather have played the attack through Amazon than Meta, but you got to do what's best for you. But I do think both of them will continue higher. I think Meta was just a bigger shakeout and a flat correction is all that was happening. But it's but since it broke our box, which means it could go pretty low, it could still drop. But I think it needs, once the triple Qs find support, which they could really bottom. They could have bottomed today. If they bottom today, then Meta's bottomed. So once the Qs find their footing, boom, it's gone. It's up. Like the futures are also in a buy area, and they're actually turning higher. So Meta may have been the buy today. The day trade and Meta could have been buy it today. If you were into Meta, that's how I look at that. And that's how I wanted to play Meta from the beginning. I did not want to buy it until the NASDAQ did this drop, got into this area. Then it's time to go look at large cap tech. And Meta was the one I wanted. I mean, Amazon. TSM. Let's look at TSM real quick. I think Trump spooked the market on TSM, right? Because he said that Taiwan's going to have to pay for their protection or something like that. And it's just how he negotiates. Let's take a look at this big picture. So this did take the divergence out here. So this peak is higher than that peak. So we will label that as a 3-4. We just have to do that, not what we wish it to be. And that's a 5 with bearish divergence. Although you see, oh, you know what? If we did that, we took this out here. So that's actually a good sign. So then we would do this. So a little bit different picture, huh? Because of the RSI sequence. And then now we're coming out. Yeah, so this is probably correct in the weekly cycle. If it is, it's going to go back down to 125. It just seems like, now we don't have that confirmation yet, but it seems like the weekly cycle wants to correct. If it doesn't, then the wave 5 extends, which is possible. And then this is just a 1-2 of 5. So that's possible too. So I just don't know if it's going to extend like that. It seems like there's a chance it could do that given the overall market direction. So I would just be careful, in it, but I would watch that weekly. And then if that breaks the weekly trend line, then yeah, then the cycle's over. And then it has a much bigger correction coming, probably even down to 120. So just so you know, but that's a big opportunity to buy the dip again. It's a big opportunity to buy the dip if that happens. Okay. Thanks for the super chat. Looks like we got through all my super chats. So I'll just kind of go to the top again and just kind of look at different comments. I'll try to go through some questions. So AEHR started to turn higher, and we've tried to track that. And we just have this connector wave. So what we have here looking at it is you have 3 waves, and instead of continuing lower, it just continued in the connector wave. So we did get a little bit of a pullback. So this was one that just didn't work out, and I wouldn't personally have traded it, but it turned into a flat connector, and it destroyed people, right? But it's very likely that this low will be broken again at some point. How high can the C go? It can go pretty high. It can keep going now that we know what's going on with it. So we have to just wait for an impulse higher, and we don't have that yet. We're still in wave 3. So it should continue higher. It's going to continue higher from here. But once this finishes, then I think it's at risk of a decline, and it just trapped people in the flat. And I try to anticipate these flats more because the market loves to do that. So it's something I try to look for more often than not, and that's probably what we should have done here on AEHR. So then Novax. Novax, let's take a look. I don't like to trade it or FOMO into Novax again. It looks like we're in a connector wave. I don't think it's going to go that low. It looks like it's an ABC correction of some kind. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. So I still think this will at some point swing down. What's up? AMD. Yeah, a lot of people in AMD got in AMD, and they just didn't know what to do in it. So I think AMD is now in a 1-2, 1-2 pattern, and as long as we're really above 141, it's still bullish, because this could even still be in a wave 2 and a flat and an ABC. So there's a couple possibilities here, but again, I gotta just be more patient and just kind of hold through this choppiness. But I will, if we do break 141, I would want to stop out of it, because if 141 breaks, that opens us up to downside of down to 101.81, even as low as, oh my gosh, $60. That's crazy, but I'll leave that box there. I doubt that's going to happen. I'm still looking for the bigger connector wave, and I'm actually trading that, so we'll see. But this is just some kind of shakeout type move, of mass panic. But that's what happens in wave twos like this. This is usually sets you up for a big move higher, is what it typically does. FIX, I don't know what FIX is. FIX is, what is that, a crypto or a stock here? A stock. FIX. Let's see here. So the peak is there. So it looks like it's trying to finish its wave 3 of the grand supercycle degree. Yeah, just trying to finish the grand supercycle wave 3. Is probably in this one, so some kind of 4 or 5, but as you can see it should have another 4 or 5 as well. So sideways to higher for a while is what I'm thinking as it tops out. The 4 usually goes to the 618, so it could drop down to 230 before it finds support. Okay. TQQ is in the buy area. I would just, you know, I bought that today. So it's in a 3-wave buy area. It should go higher. I'm playing it to like, you know, in the 90s somewhere. If I can get it there. TQQ. Hit the buy area. I'm playing it to 92. 90. This is a trade. Okay, that's the idea. I can't be wrong. Do what's best for you. The silver daily chart is gonna pump, man. It's the silver daily chart is a couple things to think about. I have a conservative chart where you have a 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so if this is the conservative chart and we get 5, we hit like $34 $35, it will pull back. It will do something like this. It may go all the way back down to 27 26 area and take a lot of time. But then then after that the magic happens. And then I think it goes vertical. This is the most probable path. The unlikely path and is this isn't a 3-4, but this is another 1-2, and it's just off to the races. And we're on the verge of a massive move higher, on the eve of a massive move. I don't know what it is. I just don't know. The dollar index somewhat supports this view. So, but I'm not going to be moon boy on silver and go, oh, I'm going to go in with my whole stack and it's it. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm expecting this with a pretty nasty pullback that's going to consume a lot of time to correct this whole cycle. So it's going to take a lot of time, months of this type of price action. You know, like we saw here, like we saw here. So that's what you got to be prepared for in silver. If you're expecting, oh, it's going to do that, then I think that's a big risk to take. It's a big risk because it may not do that. And it's most likely not going to do that because that's just not typically how the market works. But if you bought silver down here when I was telling everyone to buy silver, it doesn't matter whether you get this or you get this. because you already got your position and you got a big position. So I've got a hefty bag of silver. And so I could care. I could care less what's happening here. So what happened today? I don't care. It goes up to 35. It goes down to 26. So what? I'm like, well, whatever. I don't care. Who gives a shit? Like, I don't care. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to wait it out because I know in the future I'll be paid. It's going to be $50 an ounce or higher, and I'll get paid because we bought it at the right time when no one wanted to buy it. Now everyone seems like they want to buy it, and that's why I think this is likely to kind of get those people blown up a little bit that come in here, FOMO in. That's why I think this is the path on the daily cycle on silver. Yeah, Nike should move at the August. They might, yeah, with the Olympics, right? When's the Olympics coming up, right? SMCI is 1-2. I did not NVAX. Yeah, SMCI is I think I gave this chart before. So I still have it in a 1-2 as long as it's above 765. Now, if this breaks, then it's going to be a pretty ugly sell-off. It's going to be pretty ugly. Now, the ultimate low is really this low over here, 673. 673 breaks, it goes to 400. Now, if these lows break, it could trigger the selling cascade. So it's just hard to tell what will take place. But I'm going with discount for now to get this fifth wave. So yeah, I don't know. But I mean, we'll see if it could stay supported or not. Again, it could be here or here. So that's what I look at SMCI. That's how I look at that. Looks like I got a super chat that came in. Oh, cool, man. Thanks for the super chat, man. That's awesome. For 30, yeah, appreciate that. Snowflake, I was worried about Snowflake. I've been telling people, like, you got to be really careful with Snowflake. And now even Kramer's on TV saying, he don't like it because the hack is too serious. I've had this target of $90 for the last 2 years on my channel, guys. And it hasn't changed. And a lot of people thought this was a crazy target. But here's how I got my target. I have a flat, an A, B, C, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're in 5. So we have to finish this wave 5 out. And if my count is right, we should still see more downside, right? I mean, let's take a look. Yeah, we should see more downside. Now, there's a chance that this is the 3-4. Maybe we don't make it all the way down here. Maybe we get to 110, but we'll just play it by ear for now. But I think it's got more downside. It's basically, look, you got a massive bear flag that broke down. So it's got more downside. It's more than likely got more downside coming. Even if it wants to come back up and test this, at 150, I just do not like buying Snowflake either. ServiceNow, I'm in that for the big picture on that big picture. ServiceNow is just correcting a cycle here. Let's see if I can find it. I'll just type it in. Okay. So ServiceNow, we came off. We had this massive 1-2, right? And then we broke this high, right? 1-2, 1-2. And then we had essentially a vertical bounce from the buy area. This is where I got in, right here on this buy. Vertical. And then, yeah, some analysts said, oh, their AI is going to take time. And everyone, I guess, panicked out of it. I mean, this looks like a connector. We broke this low. So it's got more downside. I wouldn't be surprised to see it get to 702. But then it should just go vertical. Like, it should find support. Maybe into earnings. That's the idea. Now, there's always a chance I always showed the bear case that could this be a connector, because we did not break this high. If it is, then we'll probably come back and just break this low barely, but I still like it. I still will hold it and just buy more down here. So I think it's this. This is the count. This is what I think we're in. You'll have to do what's best for you, and we'll just see what happens. I think earnings obviously is the catalyst, and hopefully the CEO heard that analyst report and is gonna show that AI is not going to have to wait, forever. They're ready to use AI in their products. Adobe really didn't pull back recently, right? Barely got a pullback. Now here was like a connector wave, so I was anticipating it going deeper. But you can see we just missed the buy area by a few bucks. So, I mean, could it be done there? I think it's too bullish. So let's just say it's going to take one more swing lower. I think it's probably better to assume that, that it will do that. And take one more swing down. But I can't rule out the lows in already. I can't rule it out. Now we need more follow through. If we can follow through and break 572, then yeah, the low's in. So this sets you up for 542, 535, 524, like a deeper correction. But we're obviously correcting this move now. So it's how, could it bounce and fail again and then fill this gap? It's always possible. But I think to me, again, Adobe, you're just going to have to be patient. It's going to come out of this consolidation, massive cup handle. This will come out eventually, and your patience will be rewarded. Is what's going to happen. But you're going to have to endure these corrections. But there is another opportunity to get in on it at 542, 535. Saman, appreciate the super chat, man. I'm not sure. I'll just type that in and see. Don't know what that symbol is or what you're trying to ask me there, but put it in the chat and clear it up. Oh, Nat Gas. Gotcha, Nat Gas. That's what you want, Nat Gas. Okay. Nat Gas, guys, is something I do not trade myself. It always seems to do the opposite of what I want to do. It's I did warn. I said, hey, if it was going to bounce, it needed to bounce here. Well, guess what? It didn't. So my count is still valid that I have here. I think Nat Gas could go into a capitulation moment. It may even see like an oil go negative moment and a mass panic. I think that's what the market needs to have happen. But this is the count I've been going with, and I did that because this low broke here per my system, and once that happens, it turns into a nightmare for the longs. So this is the chart I got. I think and again I don't have a lot of luck with it, so watch it just moon. But I personally don't want to trade it. I just don't want to trade. I just think though it's going to go lower, and if my oil forecast plays out here, then you would think Nat Gas would also fall. So if oil is going to do that, then Nat Gas should fall with it. So we'll see what happens. Looks like oil's getting destroyed. So that's why I don't trade Nat Gas. I just don't mess with that. It just doesn't. My system doesn't seem to really capture the moves that well in Nat Gas like all the other stocks. I'll scan through some more comments and see if I can do some of the comments. I do not have a Discord. Maybe later I can get one. Palantir. Oh, I got to do GameStop. Yeah, shit. Okay, let's do Palantir. Palantir, guys. Palantir, like the rest of the market, was pulling back. I'm sure. I didn't even look at it today. I didn't even look at Palantir today. Let's see here. Yeah, we erased divergence. So it's just it's in like another 1 2. It's like in another 1 2. So 1 2 3 4. So I still like it. It's something, you know, I could even put that there. So just you get the idea. So I think that's where we're on Palantir. I think we're breaking out of the massive inverse head and shoulder pattern that should take us to 44. And then GME, yeah, GME had an interesting day. Yeah, I was tracking GME today, and what I think happened in GME, I think what we had before is I had something like a 3 here, a 4, and a 5, and then I saw the pattern, and I'm like, well, it looks like 5 just kept extending. And then I looked at it a little bit closer. I said, well, we probably should put the 3 and 4 here to be accurate. 1 2 3 4. And then right when we got to that 5, it was like, boom, a dump. And then I put the buy area, and boom, we bounced. So I think this was just a perfect technical reaction. A lot of people are confused. It was like 5 swings up, 3 waves down. However, we all know it could go to the wave 4. So it may actually bounce and fail again. So if we're in this wave 2, don't be surprised it goes back to 25.77. But it's good to get the wave 2 over with, because that will help set us up for the much higher prices. So I think this is what we're in. But either the 2's in already, or it's got to bounce a little bit and then come back down to 25.81. I just don't know what it's going to do. But it was pretty an intense sell-off. But that was expected, because we finished 5 up. It just kept extending. This 5th wave just kept extending. It was just kind of unusual, but it was just kind of a strange looking way to come out. But we'll see how this plays out in the next couple trading, really next couple weeks. But I don't like to sell it. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I will show Bitcoin real quick, guys. I will show Bitcoin because a lot of people trade Bitcoin, of course. So like most of crypto, so far beautiful impulse up, just like I have it labeled. The wave 4 should have found support right here. Looks like it did, and we should be pulling up in wave 5 now. And then once we get wave 5, it should come all the way back down. It may even come back down to 62,000 in this area, but this is the area we would expect to find support. So this is the most likely path. The unlikely path is this is a 1 2, and then it's just boom, off to the races. So I don't know which one it is. There's always a chance too the wave 4 can go a little deeper, and this is a connector, so I'll give another buy setup. If you didn't get that entry and we get another dip down to 63,001, 62,005, that could be another opportunity to get wave 4 if it double corrects. Okay, so it can't really predict if it's going to double correct or not, because we haven't got a big enough bounce to absolutely say we're in wave 5. But that's kind of the count I'm looking at. Carvana. I gave the Carvana one before, and a couple days ago I was warning people of the end, right? Boom, and that's what we got. So warning people of this big wave 4. So we're in this big wave 4. So I would expect it to come back down to 119 or possibly lower. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we should make another high. Also, I did bring out the super bearish situation that this is only 3 waves. So if this is a connector, it could just keep going all the way down and bankrupt. So like, there's no guarantee we'll get a 5. There's no guarantee, so don't expect it. It may not happen, because this could just be a connector. So, but if it happens, great. But I think you need to let this develop and then buy it later. I would not buy it here. You just got to let it kind of develop, and then hopefully you can see a nice 3 swings, and then you can get that 4, and then you can try to play the 5 if you want to do that. Core, cool. Yeah, I'm glad Core worked out. I wasn't able to buy it. You know, I can't buy everything, but it would have been something. It seemed like good. Solar is, I'm worried about that rug pull in solar, guys, and I've been saying that. I worry the TAN is going to go into the 20s. That's why I don't want to buy solar. I just don't want to buy it. Now they're saying Trump's not good for solar because he's going to get rid of all the Biden stuff, you know, Biden programs. So go figure. We didn't know that. We just, the chart didn't show solar that well. Just looking at things. XAU. I thought I showed that. Assume that's gold. So there's my count on gold. Again, conservative count. We're in a 4. We're in a 5, right? I'm in a conservative count. I'm not doing 1, 2, 1, 2s. So we should hit this 3 like silver, and then have a bigger, much bigger consolidation. And another wave 4, and then a wave 5, and then a big pullback. You know, and then so like. That's the conservative view on gold, guys. Okay. But obviously still more upside to come. Unless, and again, we can erase divergence and we can go there. Hefty bag of silver, a lot of silver. But it's all relative to your account balance, right? It's all relative. But for me, it's probably, I have my normal position size is probably 3 times my normal position size. So that gives you an idea. Oh, that's too bad you lost money. That sucks. You know, I hate hearing that. You know, just you know, the thing is, you know, I don't know what happened or why you lost money. But the people that I follow on the internet that lost money today, they were trapped. And I'm not saying this happened to you, but this may have happened to some of you on here, or you know, people. They got caught up in this Nvidia calls, and you know, and in these areas that I was saying, don't buy in those areas. You gotta wait for a better setup because the degree was a higher degree correction. Well, most likely. Now, it wasn't a guarantee. But I think a lot of people got caught up in this, you know, these connector waves in all the tech stocks, and then they didn't anticipate this drop. That's why I did not want to mess around in technology, anything technology related, you know, and you know, except for AMD. I did get an AMD, but outside of that, now I want to mess around with technology. Now it's time. Now, what if it just does this? Well, shit, I'm going to lose money too. Now, will I lose a lot? No, because I'll stop out, you know, and I'm managing my money. But that could happen, right? It could just do that, and then even but the odds are it won't do that. But up in here, I was really concerned, and I do think this wave 5, a lot of people will lose money here because what I think is going to happen in technology is this wave 5, because of the daily cycle ending, it's just going to make a very marginal new high. Everyone's going to rush back in, and then when this 4 comes, it's going to be much more intense than any of this. And then I think a lot of people are going to get blown up when that thing comes. So that's what I think is going to happen. So I don't like the tech stocks I'm buying here. I wanna be very careful with ringing the register on some of these trades, and not trying to play for like this on all my positions. I'll keep some positions like Tesla on them, but I think you've got to be concerned because of the daily cycle of something like this, and then bam, down. Okay, and technology. Now the other IWM and Dow Jones is different, but technology may do something like that that. And how's the futures doing? Trying to turn up. Trying to turn up. Okay. Well, guys, I'm going to end it here. Appreciate it. Thanks again. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. If we're lucky, we'll get our bounce in technology tomorrow. But don't be surprised to get a little bit more of a shakeout, and the early shakeout and then reversal, and the 10 a.m. reversal or something. Like we see sometimes in these corrections. So, okay, guys, see you later. I've been asking. Okay, I just saw that comment from M, so I'll go ahead and do yours, because I know not everyone can give a super chat, and then this will be my last one. SPPP. Oh, platinum. Okay, cool. I'm in platinum. I'm in the PPLT. I'm in a different ETF for this thing, but it's all kind of the same, in my opinion. I really like platinum, guys. And as you could see, you lost the whole fifth wave like you expect it. Okay. Right, something like that. Oh, platinum and palladium. Oh, that's interesting. It's a different spin. Huh. And then there's your buy area. So you're in your buy area. My guess is it's reversing out of this. Yeah, this looks like it wants to come out. So a great opportunity, guys, and this still in the buy area. It looks to be like this cycle is done, and we're turning out. Even if we chop around more, could be a great opportunity. And it looks like this is an ETF that has two metals in it. Interesting. I did not know about this one. I'll have to add that. So we'll add that to commodities. All right. Well, good. Well, thanks for having me take a look at that. Yeah, platinum and palladium. Well, platinum, I'm playing pure platinum. I'm in platinum, but I'm not in palladium. I'm not in palladium because I wasn't sure if it bottomed yet. But looking at this looks like looks pretty good. So, all right, guys, that's all I've got. I'll talk to you all.